Words of Elders, Part 9. In today's video, I'd like to talk on the power of results, winning through action, not arguments. Life has a way of teaching lessons that no school ever will. The elders have seen it all, and their words may be bitter, but they are true. If you listen carefully, you might just save yourself from unnecessary pain. Nobody values a rag until their shoes are covered in filth. So why waste your time begging people to see your worth? Stay in your lane, mind your business, and let time do the talking. When the moment is right, they'll come looking, whether they like it or not. While you wait for your time, remember this: don't be too available for people. It's better to hear "long time no see" than to be met with sighs of frustration. Oh no, this one again. The world may act like it wants you around, but overexposure breeds contempt. And while you're managing your space, don't forget to control your emotions. Anger is just one letter away from danger, and many lives have been ruined in a moment of reckless rage. If you don't master your temper, it will master you. Also, be careful who you open up to. Not everyone is a healer. Some people carry bandages, but others bring salt and vinegar just to make your wounds sting a little more. Choose wisely who you trust, because not all smiles are friendly, and not all ears are listening to help. As you walk your path, plant kindness, not thorns. The road you create for others today might be the same one your children will walk barefoot tomorrow. Life has a funny way of repaying debts, and the interest rate on bad deeds is always high. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is allowing yourself to be recruited into hating someone who has done you no wrong. If you let people manipulate your emotions, you'll become a puppet in their personal battles. Before you join in on the gossip, ask yourself, what if I'm being played? And finally, stop comparing your life to others. The sun and the moon don't compete. They shine when it's their time. Some people start their journey early and burn out fast, while others take their time and shine even brighter. Focus on your path, because what is meant for you will never miss you. May wisdom find us before regret does. Amen. In the grand chessboard of life, words often create more resistance than results. Arguments may stroke the ego, but they rarely shift a person's mindset. No matter how well-reasoned your points are, people seldom embrace an idea that challenges their pride, position, or past convictions. A man convinced against his will remains of the same opinion still. The truly wise do not seek victory in debates. They win through undeniable proof, through actions that silence doubts, dismiss opposition, and demand respect. When words fail, results speak. The futility of arguments. Have you ever seen two people locked in a heated dispute, each passionately defending their stance? What is the usual outcome? Rarely does one say, "You know what, you're absolutely right. I completely changed my position." Instead, both sides leave more entrenched in their views, more determined to resist, more eager to prove the other wrong. This is the nature of human pride. People do not like being told they are wrong. A verbal victory often makes you enemies, not converts. A debate may win applause, but action wins respect. Throughout history, the greatest influencers, leaders, and visionaries understood this fundamental truth. Actions persuade where words provoke. Somewhere in the wisdom of the elders, words fade, but results endure. Our elders have a saying: "A wise man does not argue, he acts. A fool debates, a leader demonstrates." Those who spend their days trying to prove their point in words achieve little, but those who let their actions speak create lasting impact. It is easy to get drawn into verbal battles, to feel the need to explain, justify, or convince. But the greatest minds know that influence is best wielded through results. When people doubt you, let your success answer them. When someone resists your ideas, let execution prove them right. When words fail, let results speak. If you find yourself caught in a situation where your ideas or abilities are questioned, do not argue. Do not waste energy trying to change stubborn minds. Instead, focus on what you can do. Let your work be the proof Let your achievements be the response. Let your results make the argument unnecessary. Because in the end, history remembers those who acted, not those who merely spoke. Robert Greene presents some historical examples, fables, and illustrations to emphasize that arguing is often futile, and action is the true key to persuasion. Let's chronicle some of them. 1. Michelangelo, the silent victory over doubt. When Pope Julius II commissioned Michelangelo to paint the Sistine Chapel ceiling, many doubted his ability. He was a sculptor, not a painter. Critics whispered, skeptics questioned, and even the Pope himself hesitated. Michelangelo did not engage in endless explanations or try to argue his case. He simply got to work. For years, he toiled in solitude, lying on his back atop the scaffolding, pouring his genius into every brushstroke. When the work was finally revealed, the masterpiece left the world speechless. Even the Pope, who once doubted him, had no words, only admiration. Michelangelo had won, not through debate, not through persuasion, but through the undeniable proof of his work. Lesson: instead of trying to convince others of your abilities, demonstrate them. Let your excellence answer all objections. 2. The wise king and the land dispute. In ancient times, a king was asked to settle a bitter argument between two noblemen who both claimed ownership of a valuable piece of land. They argued fiercely, each presenting compelling reasons why the land was rightfully his. The king listened, but did not respond. Instead, he calmly ordered the land to be divided in half, offering each man an equal portion. One noble eagerly agreed, while the other recoiled in horror and protested, saying he would rather give up the entire land than see it split. The king smiled. Without another word, he awarded the land to the man who was willing to sacrifice it, knowing he was the true owner. He had solved the conflict not by debating, but by exposing the truth through action. Lesson: words can deceive, but actions reveal truth. Instead of engaging in fruitless disputes, let reality expose the right answer. 3. Nikola Tesla versus Thomas Edison, the triumph of demonstration. Nikola Tesla was a brilliant inventor with revolutionary ideas about electrical power. However, his former employer, Thomas Edison, refused to acknowledge the superiority of Tesla's alternating current, AC, system. Edison, deeply invested in direct current, DC, dismissed Tesla's claims as impractical and unreliable. No amount of argument could sway Edison. Tesla did not waste time trying to change Edison's mind with words. Instead, he partnered with businessman George Westinghouse and set out to prove his system through action. The opportunity came in the year 1893, when the city of Chicago needed a supplier for the World's Fair. Tesla and Westinghouse outperformed Edison's team, lighting up the entire fairgrounds with AC power. Before the eyes of the world, Tesla's success was undeniable. AC power had won, not through arguments, but through visible, irrefutable results. Lesson: instead of trying to convince people with explanations, show them. Let the effectiveness of your work make the argument for you. Vu, the French mathematician Blaise Pascal. People are more persuaded by their own conclusions. Blaise Pascal, the famous mathematician and philosopher, once observed that when people are argued into changing their opinion, they will resist because they do not like to feel defeated. Instead of forcing a conclusion on someone, it is wiser to subtly guide them to reach the conclusion themselves. Lesson: people resist direct persuasion, but if they believe they arrived at a conclusion on their own, they are more likely to accept it. 5. The tale of the sun and the wind, force versus influence. In an old fable, the sun and the wind had a competition to see who could make a man remove his coat. The wind blew furiously, trying to force the man to remove his coat, but this only made him hold on to it tighter. The sun, on the other hand, simply shone warmly. The man soon felt hot and took off his coat. Persuasion through forceful argument often creates resistance, while a subtle and natural approach leads to greater success. 6. The Chinese minister who became too powerful, the danger of being indispensable. In ancient China, a talented and loyal minister helped his emperor achieve great prosperity. Over time, his influence grew so much that people began to see him as indispensable. The emperor, feeling threatened, eventually saw the minister as a rival rather than an ally. As a result, the minister was executed. Lesson: no matter how valuable you are, never make your superiors feel that they cannot do without you. Instead of arguing for your importance, subtly secure your position while making them feel powerful. Conclusion: if you forgot all I have been saying, please don't ever forget these ones. 1. Arguments rarely change minds. They often make people more resistant. 2. People don't like to feel wrong. They prefer to arrive at conclusions themselves. 3. Persuasion is best achieved through results, not words. 4. Being too argumentative can make you enemies instead of allies. And 5. Winning through action ensures that your success is undeniable. Words of elders are words of wisdom. They are harsh truths you may not like to hear, but you'll do yourself a lot of good if you heed them.